The old women in Umoji always said one thing. Never answer your name in the whispering forest after sunset. Everyone laughed whenever they heard the warning. Except Adaze. Because when she was 7 years old, something had whispered her name. Not loudly. Not from far away. Right behind her ear. Adaze. She had turned so quickly that she fell into the dry leaves. No one was there. Her grandmother found her crying and carried her home without asking questions. That night, she locked every window, burned sacred herbs, and whispered prayers until sunrise. She never explained why. Years passed. Adaze grew into a hardworking young woman who sold vegetables in the village market. She was kind, honest, and poor, but she never complained. After her grandmother died, life became even harder. Some days she ate only once. Some days she pretended not to be hungry. Yet every evening before sleeping, she remembered her grandmother's final words. One day, the forest will call you again. When it does, don't run. Adaze never understood what she meant. Until the drought came. The rivers dried. The farms turned brown. Children cried from hunger. Even the village chief confessed there was almost nothing left in the food stores. One evening, while returning from the market, Adaze heard it again. Soft. Gentle. Exactly the same voice she remembered from childhood. Adaze. She froze. The voice came again. Adaze. I've waited for you. Fear wrapped around her heart. Every instinct told her to run. But then she remembered her grandmother's words. Don't run. With trembling feet, she followed the sound into the whispering forest. The deeper she walked, the quieter the world became. No birds. No insects. Not even the wind. Then she saw it. A massive Iroko tree stood in a clearing. At its roots rested a glowing golden calabash unlike anything she had ever seen. It shimmered as though sunlight lived inside it. The moment Adaze stepped closer, the calabash spoke. Welcome back, Adaze. Her blood ran cold. You know my name. I have always known your name. She stumbled backward. What are you? I am the keeper of forgotten kindness. The forest became silent. The calabash continued. Every act of kindness done without expecting reward is remembered. I have watched your family for generations. Your grandmother fed strangers. Your mother shared her harvest. And you have chosen compassion even when you had nothing. Adaze whispered. I'm just trying to survive. The calabash glowed brighter. And that is why you were chosen. Its lid slowly opened. Inside was nothing. An empty bowl. Adaze frowned. I don't understand. Reach inside. It is empty. Only greedy eyes see emptiness. Slowly, she placed her hand inside. Instead of touching the bottom, her arm kept going. Deeper. Far deeper than the calabash should allow. Then, her fingers touched something cold. She pulled. Out came fresh yams. Then rice. Beans. Palm oil. Fish. Fruit. Food enough to feed an entire family. Adaze gasped. She reached in again. More food. Again. Medicine. Again. Clean water. Again. Everything the village desperately needed. Tears filled her eyes. You mean I can save everyone? The calabash answered gently. You may. But remember the law. What law? The moment you use me for greed, I disappear forever. Adaze nodded. I promise. The next morning, the starving villagers awoke to baskets of food outside every home. Nobody knew where it came from. Children laughed again. The elderly smiled. Hope returned. Night after night, Adaze quietly visited the forest and brought back only what was needed. Nothing more. The village flourished. But blessings rarely stay hidden. A wealthy trader named Obiora became suspicious. He secretly followed Adaze one evening. From behind the trees, he watched the golden calabash fill itself with endless treasures. His eyes widened. Gold. Food. Jewels. Unlimited wealth. The next night, before Adaze arrived, Obiora rushed to the forest. He grabbed the calabash. Finally. Everything belongs to me. The calabash spoke. What is your name? He smiled proudly. Obiora. Silence. Then the calabash replied. I did not call you. He laughed. I don't care. Open. The lid slowly lifted. Inside lay mountains of gold. His heart raced. He reached in. The moment his fingers touched the treasure, everything turned into dry leaves. Then dust. Then darkness. The calabash closed itself. Its golden glow faded. The forest shook. The earth trembled. By the time Adaze arrived, the calabash had become ordinary clay. She fell to her knees. I'm sorry. The forest whispered one final time. You kept your promise. It was another who broke the law. The clay calabash cracked. Inside rested a single seed. Small. Golden. The voice returned. Plant this where kindness grows. Adaze planted it in the center of the village. Within days, a magnificent tree rose from the earth. Its branches bore fruit throughout every season. Its roots uncovered fresh water. Its leaves healed the sick. No one ever went hungry again. Years later, parents would tell their children. If you ever hear your name whispered by the forest, make sure your heart is worth calling. Because not every treasure chooses its owner. Sometimes, it remembers the kindness of generations. And somewhere, when the wind blows through the trees at sunset, a gentle voice still whispers. Adaze. Waiting for the next soul whose kindness is greater than their hunch.